Winnemucca to week number 8 in the Insiders Football Challenge. And Terry, I didn't win last week in the employee contest. What happened to me?
What? You've only won it once, right?
No, twice.
Twice. There's nothing for winning the employee.
Yeah, it's not like this
bragging rights. So
every week
Yeah,
thing.
it is bragging rights. So give us a little rundown of what we did last week.
So last week, I'll say I finally got above 500. I got a 6. Dave got a 6. You got a 5. So all in all, not bad. On the season, I'm at 31, which is bad because we have 7 contests in. That's 35 is the midfield. Dave's 2 games above at 37, and you're 39. So
nice.
Dave's pulling closer. I pulled 1 game closer. I'm going to have a good week or 2 here.
How'd we do on our best bets?
I did go from a 2 to a 3 to a 4 to a 5. Now I'm to a 6, and now this week I'm going for 7 or better.
Hey, I'm going for a 10, baby.
Okay.
That's what I'm going for.
So,
I'm going for a 10.
Best bets, Dave had the Saints, which was a good bet. I had the Texans, which I really thought, I'm going to have to reconsider how I feel about the Colts because they've played better in every game that they've been on than I thought they were going to play. Missing Andrew Luck doesn't seem to be that big of a detriment. Gary, you took the Giants as a favorite, and Arizona got them. So we were 1 for 3 on our best bets. We all 3 liked the Saints. So the only game we all 3 liked actually was a winner. So
hey, that's 2 weeks in a row, you guys.
2 weeks in a row that's worked.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this week works.
All right, folks. So in this segment, what else we got?
That's it as far as last week. I'm going to go straight to the first 3
Okay,
college
so we
games
got the
here.
3 college games here, folks. So Terry's get us started off here.
First games, there's some big spreads in our college games this week. We've got Nevada going to Wyoming. Nevada's 4-3, Wyoming 5-2. Kind of a tough game. I mean, Nevada has got 4 wins on the season, including 1 early against Purdue when they were the big underdog. I looked at their 3 losses. When they lose, they know how to do it. They get killed. So lost.
Sounds like my
I don't
Bengals.
think I ever heard that.
Well, I was seeing if they were in any close games. They got beat by Oregon by 70-plus points. Got beat by Hawaii by more than 50, and Hawaii lost last week in Hawaii, so I'm not sure what that means.
Right.
And then lost last week to Utah State by 26 or 27. So I was thinking of hiding behind the 13.5 and taking Nevada, but I'm second guessing myself, and I'm not going to make a choice until I hear what you guys have going.
All right, well, I'll go. First of all, folks, these are Nevada is a bad road team. They're a bad road team. And they have quarterback issues. Since they've already they didn't technically suspend him. They've given him a few weeks off. The guy that started the last 2 weeks, Malik Henry, the Florida State transfer, the quarterback. So now they're either going to go with the freshman or the other guy,
So they can't be
Solano.
that bad, though. So I was looking on the 3 losses. Hawaii beat Nevada by 50 points at Nevada. That was a home loss.
Yeah, I'm
So
taking
they had to win
Wyoming.
They had to win at least 2 games on the road. So
No.
Gary's taking, but I'm not.
Wyoming 5-2 on the season. I'm taking.
Again, I looked at their record. They haven't beat anybody of consequence.
Well, you know what? They got 5 more wins than the Bengals do, so I'm taking the Wyoming Cowboys.
Well, they're not playing the Bengals this week. They're playing, Nevada.
Yes, Nevada. You
Yeah, I'll
are.
go, I don't even see where this is such a tough one. I like Wyoming over Nevada. They're a way more physical team. I've watched them play a couple times. They're boring. They're physical. They'll beat UNR on the road at home.
So I think they'll win the game. The question is a 13.5. So I was.
Don't scare me none. I mean, Wyoming didn't cover last week, but then again, that was a road game against New Mexico, and it was overinflated. That line was 17.5.
But New Mexico, okay. But
No,
New Mexico
New
had a
Mexico's
couple.
a bad
They're
team.
bad. They had a couple blowout. I mean, Washington State beat them by 50.
Yeah,
and
New
there's some
Mexico
big
stinks
numbers.
too. I'm not making a case for them, but Wyoming just had
Right,
a bad
right.
game, but it was on the road. This is at home in Wyoming. They have a
Okay.
good team this year.
So I've
They're
decided I'm going to
bowl
go
game.
with Nevada. I'm going to hide behind the 13.5 and
Oh,
hope that they have a
gee.
closer game.
kinda
So
do
Terry's
Maybe
going
even
for a 1.
keep a win here. Next game, I think a good game here. We've got Penn State going to Michigan State. I think Penn State, I didn't write the numbers down, but they're ranked 7th in the nation. They're 7-0, going to Michigan State, who has fallen out of the rankings. But the spread's only 5.5 points. So Penn State at Michigan State, 5.5.
I'll go first here too. Penn State struggled with Michigan last week. They really didn't struggle. Michigan caught up after being down 21-0. I mean, they really didn't struggle against them, but at the end they had to fend them off. But
I lost
they
by the
still didn't
hook,
cut- yeah,
Davey. I'm
7.5
still mad at that.
7.5 got you, but this week it's going to be different. I'll tell you why. Michigan State has a really good team. They're a good team. They're not a really good team. They're a good team. They're a good defensive team, but they have no offense. Penn State cruises here. It looks tougher
So
than it
Davey's
is.
taking Penn State. All right, well, I'll go next. Penn State, I'm still mad at you because I lost on the hook. Even though they're 7-0, Michigan State is 4-3. Did you know that Michigan State has won the last 5 of 6 games against the Nittany Lions? And for that reason, I'm going to take the Michigan State Spartans.
Okay, I'm going to go with Dave on this one. I think last week I was also on the other side with Michigan. The 7.5, the hook was enough to make me go the other way. I think Penn State wins this one also by at least a touchdown, but we'll cover this 5.5. Easy enough.
This next one's going to be a fun
Okay,
one.
next one's we've got 6-1 Wisconsin going to undefeated Ohio State 7-0.
And they're the number 3 team in the
They're
nation.
number 3. Wisconsin fell to 13 after a surprising loss last week to Illinois.
Yeah.
But Illinois isn't that bad of a team, though.
They're 3-4 on the season now. They were 3 or what would they be? They would be,
And it was in Illinois. The
3
game
and
was
3
in
going
Illinois.
in.
It's no excuse to blow it like Wisconsin did, but they might have been looking ahead to this week, too.
Might have been looking ahead, but I think they can keep looking. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to be with Gary on this one and take Ohio
Well,
State.
wait a minute. How do you know I'm going to take Ohio State?
I've got some things I could say, but I'll stay away from
All right,
that.
folks, let me give you some stats here first, okay? Ohio State, obviously, they're 6-1 against the spread this year so far. Wisconsin's 5-2 against the spread. Ohio State is 9-1 against Wisconsin since 2007, and they've only lost one Big Ten home game since 2012. For that reason, folks, bet your house payment and take the Ohio State Buckeyes. Don't bet your house payment, but bet the Buckeyes.
Bet your house payment. Take Wisconsin here. They were looking ahead last week with Illinois to this week's game. Plus, it's too big of a spread.
13.5 is a big
points.
number.
Wisconsin was just, I'm telling you.
Davey.
This is a close game if Wisconsin don't dump.
Davey, the Buckeyes are blowing everybody out.
They
have
didn't
been-
play Wisconsin yet.
Oh, okay. That's
So
what we're
I'd
gonna
be
go
with you if it wasn't for what Wisconsin did last week and lost at Illinois. And
But
Illinois
Wisconsin
got
can
nothing.
put points on the board, Terry, is what I'm saying. They'll
They-
stay
they-
with them within 13.5 points.
Okay.
All right, there you have it, folks. That's going to do it for segment number 1. When we come back for segment 2, Dave, Terry, and myself are going to cover the first 4 pro games. Welcome back, folks, to segment number 2 here. And Terry, get us started off for the first 4 pro games here.
So we've got the Giants going to the Lions. So a 2-5 New York Giant squad going against a 2-3-1 Detroit Lions squad. So the Lions have had their bye. I think they just came off their bye. I don't know if that helps them or not, but they're a 7.5 point favorite at home. I think this game stinks. I
agree with
I don't
you.
like it either way. The 7.5 makes me want to take the underdog, but Giants had one decent game all season. They've just not been able to get out of their own way past that.
Well, the Giants are 2-5 against the spread, folks. The Lions are 4-2 against the spread. I think that they're going to come loaded for bear. I think they win this game by 10. I'm going to take the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the Lions. They're not sure if they stink or not themselves. One week they play good, the next
I
week
like
they-
that one. They're not sure
They're
if they
not sure
stink.
themselves, so I'm going to take the Giants in the 7.5 points. That's a lot of points.
You know, and I'm taking the Giants with the 7.5 as well. I think the Lions should win this, but at 2-3-1, who are they to be a 7.5 point favorite? It just doesn't seem right.
So-
Next game, on the other hand, Seahawks are going to the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons are 1-6. Seahawks are 5-2. 3.5 point favorite on the road. I like the Seahawks to bounce back. There was a statistic about Russell Wilson. He's only been in the league, 3 years now? After a loss.
No. He's been in the league 7 years.
Not 7 years.
Yeah, he's been
Oh,
in the
yeah,
Super
he's
Bowl
been there a
twice
long time
already.
now.
Well, anyways, his record against the spread after a loss is about 75%.
Well, I've got some more
He tends
facts.
to come back after a loss and not only win the next game, but cover the spread.
Well, I'm going to help back up Terry on this here. The Falcons are 1-6 against the spread this year. They're PU. They're 7-9 in their last 26 games against the spread in the month of October. Now the Seahawks are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games following a double-digit loss, which unfortunately, Terry, happened last week. So for that reason, I'm with Terry. I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks.
Well, make us unanimous here because the Falcons quarterback might not even play. Well, he ain't that good. He's over the hill anyway. But I'm going to take Seattle. They are a good team this year.
You know, we lost by 14 last week, but we gave up 14 defensive points. It would have been a different game without a fumble and
Yeah.
They'll
which
bounce
every
back
game could be
against
that way.
Atlanta. And Atlanta, I don't know how their coach is still there.
And you're going to play in the Dome, so it won't be a mess outside.
So next game I think is the toughest of the 3 for me to pick. The Raiders are going to the Texans. Raiders are 3-3 going in to a 4-3 Raider team. Texan team, and Houston Texans are favored by almost a touchdown, 6.5.
Well, both teams are evenly matched as far as going against the spread. The Raiders are 3-3 against the spread. The Texans are 4-3 against the spread. But here's what I like. The Raiders are 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games after a straight-up loss, which happened last week. So for that reason, folks, I'm taking the soon-to-be Las Vegas Raiders.
What's the Raiders' record now?
3-3.
3-3.
They've had their bye.
I'll go next. I'll take the Raiders as well. At 6.5 points, Texans just don't scare me, even if it's at home or not. They're a good, decent team, but they're not a spread covering team. I'll take the Raiders here.
They were my best pick last week, and they lost the game. They were getting 1.5 at the Colts. Again, the Colts have surprised me on the other side.
Yeah.
They're better than I thought. But I'm going to stick with the Texans for one more game here. I'm going to take the Texans at home, minus 6.5.
You got one more game
Okay,
here.
so we've got this is an interesting one because we've got the Panthers 4-2 going to the 6-0 49ers. 49ers are a 5.5 point favorite, being at home.
I got some good stats for everybody on this one. You're going
Okay.
to love this. The 49ers are 8-17 against the spread in their last 25 home games. What does that tell
That's
you?
a couple seasons ago, though. These
I know
stats
last
don't
season
really mean nothing.
49ers and this season 49ers are
I'm
different
just
teams.
telling you. And the Panthers are 9-1 against the spread in their last 10 games against the 49ers, and they're 4-1 against the spread after a bye. And they're 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 road games this season. I'm taking Kyle Allen and the Panthers.
I like the Panthers too. I didn't do as much in-depth research. I like the Panthers because they were 0-2 with Cam Newton in the first 2 games. Since the quarterback changed,
It's a whole different team.
They're 4-0 and they beat in that
they're
Tampa
covering.
Bay and Jacksonville. Beat some good teams in there.
Yep.
So I like them. 49ers had a great start. I just think this is the one game that they could get
Overlook.
tripped up.
Yep.
I'm still getting, 5.5 or is that 3.5?
Yeah, it's 5.5.
Yeah, I'll take the Panthers with the 5.5.
All right, Davey.
I'll tell you what, if you watched the 49ers play the Redskins last week in that slop, they sure didn't look like an undefeated team. They really looked terrible, which makes me think they're looking ahead to the Panthers this week. I'm going to take the 49ers, just like I'm taking Wisconsin up here against Ohio State. Same principle.
I thought it was just a sloppy game. The rain was coming down.
No touchdowns, all
Yeah,
field goals.
it was a tough game all the way around. All right, folks, that's going to end it for segment number 2. When we come back in segment number 3, Dave, Terry, and myself will cover the last 3 pro games, and we'll give you our best picks of the week. Welcome back, folks, to segment number 3. And Terry, well,
So first game's kind of a tough one because we got the Browns going to the Patriots. Patriots undefeated on the season, look like the best
Browns
team
were
out
supposed
there.
to be the super team. Everybody
they were
was
supposed to
picking
be
them.
better, not super, but better. It turns out they're the same old Brownies. They are 2-4 going to the undefeated Patriots. Patriots are 10.5 point favorite. I took the Patriots on Monday night at 10, thinking 10 points on the road. I was a little skeptical. Talk about betting the house payment. I wish I had a crystal ball. That was
That was an easy one.
One of the
That
easiest
10-point
bets I've
theory
ever
is- I
made.
told you about that long ago.
So this is an easy one for me. 10.5. I take the Patriots. The Browns, really have no business in this game with those guys.
Well, I'll tell you what, folks. I'm with Terry on this one, and let me give you a little bit of information here. The Browns, who had a bye week last week, are 1-4-1 against the spread following a bye week. Also, the Patriots, believe it or not, are 6-2 against the AFC in their last 8 games. Against the spread. So for that reason, I love the Patriots.
Boy, I hate to take the Patriots.
You keep betting against them, Dave. You're losing.
Today they even got better. They even got Mohamed Sanu from Atlanta today.
Boy, give
That
A
even
former
makes-
Bengal, I might add.
Give Brady another
The key
target.
word there is former. Now he's happy. I'm going to take the Patriots.
You notice the Bungles didn't make the contest for like 3 or 4 weeks in a
Thank
row.
God. Thank you, Dave, for not putting us on there.
So next
I really
game,
didn't do that intentionally. I just didn't.
they were available against the Rams at 10 o'clock on
Well,
Sunday.
but it was like a ridiculous
it's
number.
15,
It's
13.
like-
Maybe they didn't
big,
have
big
it on.
number.
Yeah, good thing.
Big number. So next game, we got the Broncos going to the Colts, and I alluded to earlier, I'm changing my opinion. I've been against the Colts, and I watch it go the other way. I've been against the Colts every time they've been on the contest. I think they burned me every time. And now I'm going to take the Colts to win and cover the 6.5 point spread. They're 4-2 on the season. Again, Andrew Luck announces retirement early. Hasn't seemed to hurt the team at all. In fact, they might be better.
All right,
I
I'm going
remember a guy
against.
saying that here on the
Here you go,
somebody
folks.
saying that.
I'm going against Terry on this, and here's why. I'm still not a Jacoby Brissett believer yet. The Colts are 2-7 against the spread after they won 2 consecutive games against the spread. So stay with me on that. So the Colts are not.
He's really
solid.
digging.
Now,
Really
the
digging.
Broncos, on the other hand,
Past
folks.
88 games.
Listen to this. The Broncos are 6-1 in their last 7 games in week number 8. This is week number 8. I'm taking the Broncos.
Okay.
You know, I have to go with that week 8 thing myself. That just sounds too convincing. I'm going to take the Broncos anyway. I'll tell you why. Because that's too many points for the Colts. They're a good team getting points. Given, I don't know. I'm going to take the Broncos in the 6.5.
Okay, and the last game of interest to Dave here, we've got the 3-4 Eagles going to the Buffalo Bills, and the Buffalo Bills are giving up 1.5. Bills are 5-1 on the season. Their only loss comes to the Patriots. I think they've got a good team up there this year.
I do too.
Do you want me to lead off?
Yes.
Phil?
Yeah, we do,
Yes.
buddy.
Painful as this is, I saved this for last because I'll tell you something. This loss will be my pick of the week, and it's sad. I'm going to take the Bills over the Eagles easy because I'll tell you something. There's dissension on the team. They don't want to play for Peterson anymore. Howie Roseman's on it. It's bad. It's a bad scene. It upsets me to high heaven, but it's true. Take the Bills, and that'll also be my pick of the week, and that's a winner.
Well, I have to
Listen
tell
to
you.
me, folks.
I have to tell you, folks. You know, Dave knows his Eagles. He loves them and he hates them. He's your typical Philly fan. The Eagles are
I'm here to
3
give
and
a
4.
winner out, and that's exactly what I'm doing. It kills me to do it.
They're 3-4 against the spread this year. The Bills are 4-2 against the spread. I think Josh Allen is starting to really find his stride. They're running the ball well with a former Eagle, Shady McCoy. So I'm going to go and take the Bills here.
No, McCoy's on Kansas City.
Oh, they got rid of him already?
You gotta
Jeez.
read your fact
No,
sheets.
he's been at Kansas City, I think, all season now.
Oh, okay. Well, even at that, I'm still taking the Bills.
He's been
So,
on Kansas City since week 5.
To
of
make
this-
it unanimous, I'm taking the Bills too. It just that after the performance on Sunday
It's
night,
bad. There's
the
dissension
Eagles
amongst the
just
team.
did not look. They didn't look good. So, but that's the NFL. Give it any given week. But the Bills have looked good. The only loss again coming to the Patriots, who I will unfortunately say probably the best team in football. Dave already gave us the Bills as his pick of the week. I'll make my pick quick. I like Seattle this week to bounce back and cover.
And I think that's a good pick. Me, folks, I'm going to stick with the number 3 team in the nation, the Ohio State Buckeyes, to cover that one easily.
Okay.
So that's going to do it, folks, for Dave, Terry, and myself. Don't forget, come out Monday nights. We're having strong Monday night crowds. We're having a lot of fun out there.
And this week we've got the Dolphins and Steelers. Oh boy.
Well, we got a lot of Steeler fans out there.
Pack up the lounge.
We got a lot of Steeler fans out there, so come down there and enjoy. I got a great Steelers hat to give away this week.
They're only a 14.5 point favorite.
I know, go figure, right? That'll be the
Please
week.
come get something good to eat, folks.
Yeah, exactly. All right, folks. Goodbye, everybody.